Let's talk about some of the important questions from the section on polity and governance. The first is National Coal Index, very important. It's started by Ministry of Coal for the auctioning of coal mines. There are 5 indices that are proposed. Now, 2 of those basically belong to the coking coal and 3 of those to the non-coking. The non-coking further have 3 sub-indices and the coking further have 2 sub-indices, and therefore this coal classification or the coal auction has been important under the National Coal Index. Now, if we focus on the types of coal, we have anthracite, bituminous, subbituminous, and lignite. Anthracite is one of the best quality coals with the highest percentage of carbon. And then we also have the idea of coking coal. Coking coal is a porous residue called as coke, which is obtained by the heating in the absence of air up to 600 degrees Celsius and is used in blast furnace and therefore important. The next is the Kurba community. Now, Kurba community in Karnataka has been asking for inclusion in the ST status. Now, Kurba has enjoyed the ST status since independence. In 1977, they were moved to most backward classes, and then there was a kind of backward class commission that came in. They are mainly involved with sheep rearing, and they account for nearly 9% of the total backward class population, the total state's population, and are belonging to backward class. They are now considering a demand for again the status of ST. Now, there has been 4 important tribes of Karnataka. The 4 important castes, which are the Lingayat, the Volgais, the Muslims, and the Kurbas. Now, Kurbas are also found in other states. For example, in Gujarat, they are known as Rabaris. In Rajasthan, they are known as Devasis. So, there have been various challenges regarding those. And similarly, we also have the Lingayat community. The Lingayat community has been categorized in 2A category of the backward classes, and there is 15% of the reservation to the backward classes at present. So that reservation is again quoted on, and these are the reservation criteria, which is the quota which is seen in Karnataka as of now. So category 1, 2A, 2B, 2, and so on, and for 2A there is 15% reservation. The next is Bharat Parv. Now, 3 virtual pavilions have been set, and those are Dekho Apna Desh, Statue of Unity, and Incredible India. This is a virtual event for explaining the essence of India. The Incredible India basically highlights the UNESCO World Heritage Sites from India, the 38 World Heritage Sites, 30 cultural properties, 7 natural and 1 mixed, and Jaipur being the one which is recently included. Dekho Apna Desh started by Ministry of Tourism, and it talks about the cities, states, and the heritage. Statue of Unity, the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Monument in the Narda district in Gujarat, and it focuses on the idea of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat. The next is motion of thanks. Now, the president informs the parliament about the causes of the summon. The president addresses the joint sitting as per article 87, and the first is the commencement of the first session after every general election, and the next is the commencement of the first session every year, and both of these addresses are done by president. So there could be a joint sitting that can be done. If the Lok Sabha gets dissolved, Rajya Sabha has to meet, and Rajya Sabha can hold its meeting even without a presidential address, which is allowed. So those are some of the important things that we need to know here. Now, the next is new IT rules specifically for the OTT platforms, over the top platforms, and those are related to the social media, the intermediaries, and the guidelines from the source of originator, and the removal of unlawful information. So the rule apply for OTT for mainly the self classification of the content, parental lock, and displaying the ratings. The next is the National Commission for Scheduled Caste. Now, this recently had been the appointment has been done, and Vijay Sampla has been appointed. Now, National Commission for Scheduled Caste has been created under Article 338 of the Constitution. It focuses on the development of the scheduled caste and the matters for safeguarding their rights. It has a chairperson, vice chairperson, and 3 other important members, and the various functions focus on implementation, complaints, and safeguarding their rights. The history and the amendments that have been involved are important. So, 65th Amendment in 1990 replaced the one-member system with a multi-member system, and in 89th Amendment 2010 2003, the National Commission for SC/ST, which were two separate commissions, which was a commission has been separated into two separate commission, the Commission for SC and the Commission for ST under Article 338A. There have been other important articles for the rights of scheduled caste which have been given here and are important, so those would be available in the handouts. The next is the National Hydrogen Mission. Now this has been announced in the budget to 2021-22. The idea is to develop hydrogen as a source of energy, and a specific plan has been allocated for the same. The Asia Pacific has been working greatly for using this hydrogen. Hydrogen is basically non-toxic, non-metallic, odorless, tasteless, colorless gas, and therefore has a zero emission fuel. There are three types of hydrogen which are used: the grey hydrogen from the hydrocarbons, and the byproduct is carbon dioxide; blue hydrogen from fossil fuels with carbon monoxide and oxygen; and green hydrogen with water and water vapor as the byproducts, which is also available from the generation of renewable energy and therefore important. The next is the geospatial sector has been liberalized, and this would provide more better access and competitive advantage by liberalizing this sector. So the various information can now be available for e-commerce, food delivery, weather maps, and there can be better control and distribution of data. Open access has been given. So far there were numerous projects which were delayed due to lack of data, changing needs and global regimes, and this could be made simpler now. The Digital Intelligence Unit is one of the nodal agencies working for complaints regarding unsolicited commercial communications, and the 22 license service areas will have a fraud management and a consumer protection apart from the Digital Intelligence Unit, which would be part of it. Now, Digital Intelligence Unit focuses on ensuring the redressal of the community, focusing on building up a trust over the top platform and services, and unsolicited commercial communications which are part of it. The next is Corruption Perception Index 2020. Now, this has been released by Transparency International, and India has slipped to 68th position among the 180 nations. Now this has a score from 0 to 100, 0 being highly corrupt, 100 being highly clean. The countries like Finland, Sweden, Singapore, Switzerland have been scoring very good. India is at a score of around 40 in 2020, and this was a little up from the previous score of 41, but still on a lower side. There are countries which have been performing very worse, for example Syria, Yemen, Venezuela, on the very adverse side of it. The next is blue economy. Now blue economy policy is an important policy related with the Ministry of Earth Sciences. It talks about one of the 10 core dimensions of national growth, mainly the marine, fisheries, aquaculture, coastal regulation act, transshipment, and issues related to marine resources, which comprise nearly 4% of the GDP. The benefit is India has a vast coastline. We also have utilization of non-living resources and the community subsistence at the coastal level. So there are various other related projects located with the blue economy policy, and those are Sagarmala, QO Smart, and then we have the National Integrated Coastal Zone Management, the National Fisheries Policy. The next important is Global Housing Technology Challenge. Now this focuses on foundations for lighthouse projects at 6 sites in 6 states, and this has been released by the government recently under the technology of Navrit, which is new, affordable, validated research innovation technology for Indian housing. The 6 lighthouse projects have been located in the following locations mentioned here. For example, Indore in Madhya Pradesh, Rajkot in Gujarat, and so on. The next is National Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2020. Now this would replace the 2013 policy. The idea is to bring in change in the short-term and long-term mission mode planning and identify the Indian science and technology innovation provisions. So gender equality, child and elderly care, and disabled care has been important. The next is modified scheme to produce 1G ethanol. Now this talks about blending of ethanol with petroleum. So this focuses on 20% blending of ethanol by 2025. The ethanol extraction mainly from food grain, maize, jowar, bajra and vegetable waste has been taken into account. We have covered a separate lecture on the biofuel, and this talks about how these policies have been maintained and the various generation of biomass. So we have, as we can see here, the first generation, second generation, third generation and the fourth generation from the sources. So the first is the edible, the second generation is non-edible, the third generation is illegal, and the fourth generation is through the engineered algae and gasification. The next is cyber insurance. Now this is a totally new concept which is coming up with increasing cyber frauds and malware phishing attacks. The idea is that the insurers can claim up to 5,000 without a FIR, and that is through this cyber insurance policy. So what are the ways of cyber attack which are considered are spoofing, malware, SIM swap and credential stuffing. So that has been taken into account, and the government has taken various initiatives under IT Act 2000 under the Cyber Swachhata Kendra to focus on these kind of issues. The next is rooftop solar scheme. Now this scheme talks about solar power generation and the various schemes which are related to solar power generation, like Atal Jyoti Yojana, One Sun, One World, One Grid, which is again an important mission, and the National Solar Mission are some of those. CoWIN app is an app for registration of COVID vaccination. Through this, Aadhaar database can be validated. The next is Shram Shakti portal. It is a national migration portal for the migrant workers and the welfare schemes and the benefits that could be given directly to the migrants. So a SEEM portal has been linked to it, which is the Atmanirbhar Skilled Employer Mapping portal, again to help the migrant workers. There have been vaccine passports. Now vaccine passports are e-certificates that validate that you have received your first vaccination dose, and this can be used along with your valid passports for international travel. So ITA Travel Pass would represent various airlines and focus on the passengers vaccination record. The next is the Places of Worship Special Provision Act. Now the purpose has been important to maintain the religious character was the concept, except the case of Ram Janmabhoomi and Babri Masjid dispute which had been given. So that was one of the exemptions that had been granted before. The next is the school bag policy. Now as per this, the school bag weight should not be more than 10% of the body weight of the student from class 1 to 10. Maximum 2 hours of homework from 3 to 5, 1 hours for 6 to 8 and 2 hours a day for class 9. So 2 hours a week for 3 to 5, 1 hour a day for 6 to 8 and 2 hours a day for 9 and above students should be the maximum amount of homework that could be given. And then we have the Internet Digital Quality of Life Index 2020, which was given by Surfshark, and this is one of the online privacy solutions which focuses on the various parameters which are given here and talks about the internet quality, where India has ranked significantly lower, and the global ranking with Denmark as one of the highest ranking scores that have witnessed. So those are some of the important developments. Just a quick recap, information about the Kurba community, the 2A categorization of reservation, then we have the hydrogen energy and the mission related to it, the corruption perception index, the school bag policy and the digital intelligence unit as some of the major topics. Also the coal index, the national coal index, the auctioning for the coal mines have been important. So those are some of the important topics that we have discussed in this edition. We would be covering many further interesting topics. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead.